Welcome back to week 7 of the Fantasy Help Desk presented by Current Technologies. My name is Ramon Bassett along with my partner Brennan Lambrick.
Howdy, folks.
And we are back here after another huge week of NFL action, Brennan.
Yep.
And more importantly, fantasy football action.
Yep, that's absolutely correct, Ramon. We are now through 7 weeks of the NFL season, and we're getting dangerously close to the halfway point.
Yes.
Right about now is when managers really start to kick themselves for what they consider bad draft picks. Bad draft picks definitely happen.
Yeah.
It's an absolute fact in fantasy football.
Right.
But it's a game of balance. You shouldn't be dropping guys after they have 1 or 2 bad weeks. But what if some guys, say, have 5 or 6 bad weeks?
Yeah, that's a pattern.
Yeah, as with all things in life, though, patience is a virtue. And I just want to take this week to look at some players who maybe started off this season roughly, but if you had patience with them, you might be about to start seeing those dividends you've been looking for.
Patience is a great thing to have, Brennan. However, if your patience is running thin and it's costing money, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So if you are a business and you are waiting forever on your IT firm or company to respond to your tickets, or once they respond, take forever to be able to resolve it, that is costing you money. And we would love to be able to talk with you and reach out to us, as we are known for responding quickly to IT tickets and being able to remote in to help save time, or even we will go on site.
Absolutely. Now let's kick this show off. First up, I have A.J. Brown, Titans wide receiver. His average draft position was 23rd, and he is averaging currently about 8 points per game. So through week 6, Brown was only averaging about 7 points per game, and that was until he exploded last week with 27.3 points.
Wow.
In the last 2 games, Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill has targeted A.J. Brown 18 times for 15 receptions. Wow. And, a lot of that is the result of Derrick Henry just keep chugging away.
Right.
Defenses have to respect Derrick Henry, or he's just going to tear them up all game. Mm-hmm. So when they start loading the box on him, which we're seeing teams do more and more, that opens up the passing game for players like A.J. Brown and both Julio, who's also been off to a disappointing start.
Yeah. And on that, Kyle Pitts,
Yep.
His average draft position was 48th, and his points per game was 8. Now, the first 4 games this season, Pitt averaged over 7 points per game. In his last 2, wait for it, he has averaged 25 points per game. What a turnaround. Oh, my goodness.
That's what you expect out of that draft position.
Yeah, definitely. So despite the slow start, Pitts is really starting to shine. Mm-hmm. And on Sunday, Pitts had over 160 receiving yards. 5 of the 7 receptions were for more than 20 yards. And it is clear the connection between quarterback Matt Ryan and Pitts is beginning to develop. It's beginning to grow. The game-winning drive from Atlanta's game Sunday featured 2 of those 20-plus yard catches. Verdict? Plug them into your lineup and forget them.
Yep, love that. Love guys like that. Last up on this list, I have another Falcons player, wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Ridley's been up and down all of the 2021 season. He's missed multiple games for personal issues. But unlike other guys on this list, he's a fantasy football veteran. He's produced big numbers consistently in the past, so I think managers gave him a little more leash than maybe the 2 previous players who were a bit younger. But still, the performances haven't been consistent with his average draft position of 19. He's only been averaging about 8 points per game.
Yeah.
You just need more points out of a player being drafted top 20. But the last 4 weeks, he's seen double-digit targets still from Matt Ryan, and he still remains to be one of Matt Ryan's favorite targets. The time to worry about Ridley is if we start to see that target share decrease with the emergence of Kyle Pitts. We may start to see soon. But until we see that happen, my verdict is just keep trusting the process.
Right. I believe that Matt Ryan's continued throwing to him, I believe, is trying to boost up Calvin Ridley's confidence that, hey, he still believes in me.
Yep, I agree with that as well. So thank you guys for tuning in to week 7 of the Fantasy Help Desk presented by Current Technologies. If you guys like this, please let us know by liking and sharing. If you have any topics that you'd like to see us cover in the future, go ahead and drop those in the comments, and we'll get to them next week.
So that's another wrap for the Fantasy Help Desk brought to you by Current Technologies. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms. Search Current Technology Corporation to have access to that. And reach out to us with any of your IT, video surveillance, or access control needs. Until next week, watch your roster.